If your hotel depends on you being everywhere, answering everything, and fixing everything, control has already slipped away. You're going to learn 3 fixes which bring structure back to your days, reduce decision fatigue, and create a hotel that works even when you step away. If this feels familiar, you're not imagining it. You finished a full day at your hotel. You've spoken to guests, solved staff issues, answered emails, approved invoices, and dealt with at least one problem that couldn't wait. You worked hard. You stayed visible. You were needed. And yet, when the day finally slows, a quiet thought creeps in. I've been busy all day, but I'm not sure I actually moved the business forward. That moment matters. Because most independent hotel owners don't struggle due to lack of effort, intelligence, or care. You struggle because everything seems to depend on you all the time. Not just the big decisions, the small ones too. What to comp? Who handles the late arrival? How to respond to a review? What standard applies today? No one really warns you about this part of hotel ownership. It's the mental load, the constant decision making, the feeling that if you step back, something will slip away. And slowly, without any dramatic failure, control erodes. This matters right now because hospitality has changed. Guests expect more, staff expect clarity. Systems matter more than personality. And working harder no longer fixes structural problems. It just hides them temporarily. Welcome to another episode of Hotel Helpcast podcast. If you haven't done so yet, sign up and if applicable, ring that bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Now here's the good news most owners never hear. Nothing's broken. You don't need to overhaul your hotel. You don't need to become a different kind of person. You need control. Not the tight-fisted kind, but the calm, structural kind. In this episode, I'll walk you through 3 fixes that consistently restore control to independent hotels. These aren't theories. They come straight from real properties, inspections, and frameworks that is also outlined in your independent hotel blueprint. The same guide that many owners use to calm chaos before it costs them time, money, or sleep. Before we go further, I have one question, and it's worth answering honestly. If you stepped away from your hotel for a full week, what would you worry about the most? Keep that in mind, and we'll come back to it. Why control slips away? First, let's name the real problem. Most hotel owners assume pressure from bookings, staffing shortages, or demanding guests. But that's not the real weight. The real strain comes from decision overload. You decide everything, not because you want to, but because no clear structure exists without you. Big decisions, small decisions, decisions no one notices until they go wrong. When there's no agreed standard, every decision feels urgent, even ones that don't matter. That consistent low-grade pressure? That's what exhausts you. Control doesn't disappear overnight. It quietly fades. First, you step in to help. Then, you stay involved to keep standards up. Eventually, you become the system. And that's when the hotel starts feeling fragile. One sick day creates stress. One holiday creates anxiety. One unexpected issue pulls you straight back in. This isn't about capability, it's about structure. Hotels without structure don't fail loudly. They grind owners down slowly. Control isn't more effort, it's fewer decisions. Here's the framework most owners never hear. Control isn't being more involved, it's about being less necessary. Strong hotels don't rely on heroics, they rely on clarity. When everything matters, nothing stands out. When nothing stands out, progress feels invisible. But that's not failure, it's fog. Control returns when decisions move out of your head and into the business. And this is where the three fixes come in. Fix number one: replace decisions with standards. Chaos hides inside decisions, especially tiny ones. Standards are simply decisions you make once, calmly, instead of repeatedly under pressure. A standard answers questions before they escalate. For example, what happens when a guest complains about a noise? What level of compensation is acceptable without approval? What does good enough actually look like? Without standards, your team waits. With standards, they act. You don't need a thick operations manual. You need three non negotiable standards. One, the guest experience standard, what must always happen. Two, service recovery standard, how issues are handled. Three, decision authority standard, who decides that. This single fix alone often cuts interruptions in half. Fix number two: track fewer numbers relentlessly. More reports do not equal more control. They create noise. Control comes from tracking three numbers weekly: occupancy, average daily rate or ADR, revenue per available room, RevPAR. These numbers don't judge you. They inform you. They tell you early when something drifts before panic sets in. Most hotels feel out of control, simply notice problems too late. Fix number three: build one system that works without you. If your hotel pauses when you step away, you don't own a business. You own a responsibility. Pick the area that interrupts you the most: complaints, scheduling, check-ins, staff question. Then design one simple, repeatable system. Not perfect, repeatable. Systems don't remove warmth, they protect it. If this episode hit close to home, the next step isn't action, it's structure. Inside the Hotel Owner's Roadmap, 90 Days to More Bookings, More Time, and Less Stress course, we take these fixes and turn them into clear, week-by-week systems without the overwhelm, jargon, or theory for theory's sake. It's not about doing more, it's about finally working with support instead of pressure. You can find the details in the show notes. Running a hotel without a plan is like sailing without a rudder. Romantic until a storm hits. Your independent hotel blueprint lays out 7 proven steps to calm chaos and restore direction. Download it for free. You can find the link in the show notes. What is the one area of your hotel that still depends entirely on you? Let me know in the comments. Here are your key takeaways. Control fades quietly, not suddenly. Decisions create fatigue faster than work. Standards reduce interruptions. Fewer numbers create clearer insight. Systems protect your time. Control isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with big changes or dramatic moments. It shows up as quieter days, fewer urgent questions, a business that doesn't wobble when you step back. You don't need to fix everything. You just need the right structure. If you want deeper support, it's available inside the Hotel Owner's Roadmap: 90 Days to More Bookings, More Time, and Less Stress course. And for further reading, you may also want to revisit an earlier Hotel Helpcast episode. Are you working harder on your hotel business or just in it? Episode 109. In the next episode, we're going to talk about simplicity as a competitive advantage. So subscribe if this helped, and if you'd like to show support to the show, you can always buy us a coffee. It keeps the lights on and the ideas flowing. And you don't need to figure it all out. You just need the next right step. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.